Wrestlemania Live results: John Cena proposes to Nikki Bella after they beat the Miz and Maryse. Wrestlemania, WWE's biggest pay-per-view event of the year, takes place today in Orlando, Florida. We will have all the results as they happen here. The pre-show matches begin at 2 p.m. PT, with the main show beginning at 4 p.m. PT. The matches: Neville, champion, Austin Aries to retain the cruiserweight championship. Aries had missed a few weeks of action after suffering a broken orbital bone around his left eye. He dominated most of the match but could not put Neville away. Neville kicked out of a Frankensteiner off the top rope and a 450 splash. Aries had Neville locked in the Last Chancery, but Neville raked him in his bad left eye and then hit the Red Arrow for the victory. Mojo Rawley wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Rob Gronkowski was shown in a front row seat before the match and they mentioned he was good friends with Mojo Rawley. Very interesting booking. Everyone expected either Big Show or Braun Strowman to win, so they were eliminated early when everyone else in the ring ganged up on them and dumped them over the top. Guys like Simon Gotch, Calist, Curtis Axel, Fandango were eliminated early too. The final five were Mojo Rawley, Sami Zayn, Jinder Mahal, Killian Dane and Titus O'Neil. Zayn eliminated O'Neil, Dane eliminated Zayn. The crowd did not like that. Mahal went to ringside and got into an argument with Gronkowski, throwing a drink in his face. Mahal went back into the ring and an irate Gronkowski jumped the railing. A poor member of security, not knowing it was part of the show, ran over and grabbed Gronkowski and told him to stop. Suddenly, 3 WWE officials arrived and pulled her away. Gronkowski got into the ring and tackled Mahal. Rawley told Gronkowski that he could handle it, so they bumped fists and Gronkowski went back to his seat. Rawley eliminated Mahal and Dane to win. Fun match. On a local Orlando TV station, Amanda Ober of WESH said before the match, Andre the Giant is in a battle royal with about 30 WWE superstars. We'll let you know how Andre is doing up there. It doesn't sound good. Amanda, if Andre was in the battle royal, you'd have quite the story, considering he has been dead for over 20 years. That was sort of embarrassing. Dean Ambrose, champion, Baron Corbin to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Corbin took most of the match, working on Ambrose's damaged ribs. He tried to hit his end-of-days finisher, but Ambrose countered into the dirty deeds and got the pin. A somewhat disappointing match. AJ Styles Shane McMahon. The crowd is solidly behind Styles, who is supposed to be the heel. Styles out-wrestled Shane to start, before Shane surprised him with pinning combination that Styles kicked out of. The early story of the match was the overconfidence of Styles. Shane started throwing punches, but Styles was able to counter and went to the top rope for a forearm, but Shane hit the ropes, causing Styles to crash into the ring. Styles locked in the calf crusher but Shane reversed into an armbar. Styles escaped and went to the top rope for a splash, but Shane caught him in a triangle. Styles lifted Shane and hit a Styles clash, but Shane kicked out. Styles accidentally kicked the ref, knocking him out. Great finishing sequence. Styles dragged Shane into the corner and put a garbage can in front of him. He tried to hit the coast to coast, but Shane jumped up and hit Styles in the head with a garbage can. Then Shane brought in a garbage can and hit a coast to coast and Styles, who kicked out of the pin at the last moment. Shane put Styles on the announce table, but Styles moved when Shane jumped from the top rope. Shane crashed through the table, and barely beat the 10 count back into the ring. Shane hit Styles with a DDT, but Styles kicked out. Shane went for a shooting star press, but Styles moved. Styles then hit the phenomenal forearm for the win. Really good match. Kevin Owens pinned Chris Jericho, champion, to win the US Championship. Back and forth match. Each kept countering the other's moves, a nice touch considering they are former best friends and should know each other well. Owens reversed a codebreaker into a power bomb, but Jericho kicked out. Jericho hit a top rope Frankensteiner and Owens kicked out. Jericho went for a lionsault, but Owens brought his knees up. Owens went for a top rope cannonball, but Owens got his knees up. Owens got the walls of Jericho, but Jericho got out and locked in his own walls of Jericho. Owens reached the ropes to break the hold. Owens hit a pop-up power bomb, but Jericho kicked out just before the 3 count. Jericho reversed a pop-up power bomb into a codebreaker, but Owens got one finger on the bottom rope to stop the count. Great sequence. Owens pulled Jericho out of the ring, power bombed him into the apron, then rolled him back in the ring and pinned him. Bayley, champion, D. Charlotte, Sasha Banks and Nia Jax in an elimination match to retain the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte got the most elaborate entrance of the 4. Foreshadowing perhaps? Nia Jax dominated early, before Bayley, Charlotte and Sasha triple-teamed her. They gave her a triple powerbomb from the second rope, and all 3 covered her for the pin, eliminating Jax. Charlotte hit a reverse corkscrew off the top rope onto Bayley and Banks, who were at ringside. Banks got a bank statement on Charlotte, who escaped. Charlotte took the turnbuckle off the second rope in a corner of the ring. Banks locked in a bank statement, but Charlotte reversed it and launched Banks into the exposed turnbuckle and pinned her. That left Charlotte and Bayley. Charlotte locked in the figure 8, but Bayley reached the ropes. Bayley was selling an injured knee. Bayley backflipped Charlotte off the top rope, then hit the Randy Savage elbow from the top rope and pinned Charlotte. They seemed to rush through this match, but it was good. They should have given them more time. The Hardy Boys D. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, champions, Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and Sheamus and Cesaro to win the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. The New Day came out and said the match was going to be a fatal 4-way. After teasing that they would enter the match themselves, the Hardy Boys' music hit and the roof came off the place. Okay, there is no roof on the stadium, but if there had been, it would have come off. The whole crowd went crazy and started chanting delete, delete. The Hardy Boys dominated the first part of the match, hitting poetry in motion before things started to settle down. The finish was amazing. 2 ladders were bridged from ringside to the ring. Anderson and Matt Hardy climbed a ladder in the ring, and Hardy hit Anderson with a twist of fate off the top of the ladder. Meanwhile, with Sheamus and Cesaro draped across the 2 ladders at ringside, Jeff Hardy climbed to the top of another ladder and hit a swanton bomb off the top, through Cesaro, Sheamus and the 2 ladders. Meanwhile, Matt Hardy climbed the ladder in the ring to grab the tag team titles. John Cena and Nikki Bella D. The Miz and Maryse. The crowd loved Miz. This was all a setup for the post-match. Miz actually dominated Cena for most of the match before Cena tagged Bella. They hit double 5-knuckle shuffles on Miz and Maryse and pinned them simultaneously. After the match, Cena proposed to Nikki Bella, who accepted. The men were booing, the women and children were thrilled. Seth Rollins vs. Triple H. Hunter kept working over Rollins' injured knee, trying to make Rollins submit. The crowd was strangely quiet during this match. They have been there for about 7 hours so far, so not a big surprise really. Bray Wyatt, champion, vs. Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Goldberg, champion, vs. Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns vs. The Undertaker. Alexa Bliss, champion, vs. Becky Lynch vs. Natalya vs. Mickie James vs. Naomi vs. Carmella, with James Ellsworth, for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship.